October the 7th, 2020. As you're looking at satellite images over the Gulf of Mexico, what you're seeing now is the center of this storm Delta has cleared the Yucatan Peninsula, and they caught quite a bit of trouble last night. They had to evacuate a lot of people, sirens going off, and people moved out of hotels and stuff inland. But now that it has cleared the Yucatan, it's going to start to re-strengthen. And again, this is where we're going to have to really start paying attention. It's predicted now to re-emerge and become a Cat 3 hurricane. And that will continue until it starts to come into shore. And that by doing that, the shoreline itself will slow it down to a Cat 2. But a Cat 3 at impact is what they're saying now. And switching to the infrared, guys, notice how quickly the storm is enlarging. It was smaller than this when it came ashore even, but now it's predicted to just about double in size after it has come off the Yucatan. You can see where the center of circulation has the strongest storms. It's not going to take this thing long now to crank back up. Now the tracking update you're looking at now was updated 4 minutes ago, and it's again showing that it's a Cat 1 now. Cat 2 very soon, probably close to the next update. Guys, you saw how quickly it was regaining its strength. Remaining a Cat 2 through Thursday at 2 p.m. That's tomorrow afternoon. And then by Friday at 2 a.m. in the morning, Thursday night, we have a Cat 3 setting offshore, guys, in a very bad place. The Cat 2 designation here at Friday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 105 mile per hour storm, is after half of the storm is ashore, and you're naturally going to see some slowing down of that. And I think it's really a disservice for them to time it like this or to label it like this, because it makes people think it's going to come ashore as a 2, and it is not. That's after it comes ashore. All your forward momentum and all of that is going to be pushing it at a Cat 3 speed if this chart holds up. I guess it could become slower. It could return to a Cat 4 situation. But here's the track. You notice it's going into southwestern Louisiana and moving straight up through the center of the state. If this one holds true, along the coast it will be rough. And in Baton Rouge, guys, you're going to really catch that right quadrant of the storm if you look at where this is at. Now notice the cone, and don't forget this. It moves from just east of Galveston, still into the Texas area here, over to central Louisiana, which would bring it a little further into our state. If it follows this yellow line, then we're going to be the ones that is going to have the highest winds right around the center of this. And again, Saturday at 2 a.m., the storm is here, again, just north of Baton Rouge area. Saturday at 2 p.m., slowing down to a low-pressure area very quickly, and then get moving on out. You're going to have North Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky involved up to this point. Then it will move out, more than likely, back into the Atlantic. We do know in the next 2 days, this is late Wednesday, so tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m., still a Cat 2. But as night falls, Thursday night, when you wake up Friday morning, Cat 3 knocking on the door. We're all going to have to pay very close attention to this. Now, we're looking at the spaghetti models, guys, and everything but the TABS model that's in the white line coming over the mouth of the Mississippi River and across Mobile Bay, which would be disastrous for the people that are still trying to clean up from Sally into Gulf Shores, Pensacola, Perdido. Most of the storms now are tracking very close to this line. The Canadian model is closest to the Texas border, and the Navy model is right there in the purple line, bringing up through very close to Baton Rouge and then up close to Jackson, Mississippi, and on out of here. So again, they're starting to tighten up on this, but we have seen these storms, and that may be what the TABS model in the white line is calculating, is that turn right before it gets ashore. But that's a pretty fast turn compared to some that we've seen. Now, let's take a look at the U.S. Navy model called NAVGEM. That's the one we saw in the purple spaghetti model. Here you see it strengthening, getting purple in the center. It's very low pressure at that point. And again, when it starts to come ashore, right there. You see it's ashore before it starts slowing down. Now this one has it right in central Louisiana, and let's look at the timestamp. That's October the 10th, but I want to back it up a few frames here, guys. Right there, we're at October 9th. Here's the 9th. We go forward, still on the 9th. The outer edges of the most severe sections are the, you would say, the tropical storm wind force will be coming ashore October 9th. Step it forward. Overnight, we're now into the 10th, or after midnight on the 10th, or after midnight on the 9th. Here's what we've got. Again, I'm going to step it forward. Right there, you can see it slowing October 10th. Still the 10th. We're over Baton Rouge. 10th up between Macomb and Jackson, Mississippi, in that area. The 11th, it's north of, or very close to Jackson, but just starting to get north of it in the central part of the state. Up into the 11th, still moving a pretty good clip. There, still the 11th. 11th, 12th, we're in central Kentucky. And it will be a much smaller storm there, but guys, we've seen tornadoes follow these in, floods, down trees, power outages, and everything else. But Louisiana's been hammered already this year, and they're in cleanup process in many places, just like Florida is. Now, here's what they're giving us for the peak storm surge forecast. It's an experimental model, but they've had it up for a couple of years. And your strongest surge, winds, and everything is going to be, I'd say, between Pecan Island over through Vermilion Bay over to Port Fourchon. Then it gets 4 to 6 after that, 2 to 4 getting over to the Mississippi-Alabama line, 2 to 4 foot along the Texas coast, 1 to 3 feet. Now, I expect the 7 to 11 foot storm surge to increase, the predictions for it, because a Cat 3, guys, is going to do more than that. And you got some very low-lying area. I think they're waiting because the storm is still a few days out, and it's a Cat 1 right now. But this is what we got. So, again, you got Cameron, Pecan Island, Vermilion Bay, Port Fourchon. You're going to get the right section of the storm, the northeast quadrant, according to this. That's why you're getting the highest storm surge predictions here. But, guys, again, I waited throughout the day because it was over land. The models were kind of mixed up, and it was just better to wait till we got the report after it came off the peninsula there at the Yucatan. But guys, if they do another update tonight on the strengthening, I will come back on. More than likely I will. I'm not going to promise it in case they do not, if they Hurricane Hunter aircraft cease flying into this overnight and stuff like that, we may not get very accurate updates. It may stay pretty much the same, but if we see a rapid strengthening, I will come back on tonight. We'll talk about it more, but we will know in the morning for sure. But right now, you plan on central Louisiana taking the brunt of this and moving up through Mississippi. And pay attention to where the storm surge is the highest, because that's where the storm's going to be the strongest. We're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.